Everybody, it's Hey John, and I cover cryptocurrency videos about Dogecoin specifically. I cover the Dogecoin news and the Dogecoin technical analysis, aka the sticks. And in this video today, I'll be covering the sticks, alright? But before we get to that, do me a huge favor. In order to grow the Dogecoin community, by subscribing, liking, and sharing these videos, we can grow the Dogecoin community together. Alright, you came for the sticks, let's get to it. Today's April 8th, 2021, and it's a phenomenal, and I would say it's a phenomenal day for Dogecoin. It's currently about 608 cents on a daily currently. And that's phenomenal because guess what? 6 cents. Not the 6 cents, the movie, 6 cents is now the floor. All right. For the past few weeks and months, we were at 3 cents, then 4 cents, then 5 cents. Now we're finally at 6 cents here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are making headway here, leaps and bounds here, okay? You gotta understand that this is super duper bullish. All right, the last time we had a peak performance here was around January 28, and the price peaked at 88 cents, okay? And now we're at 608 here, so we're about 2 cents away, literally, just 2 cents away. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot though. But you have to understand that the whole time from January 20 to now, from January 28 up to now, April 8th, 2021 here, for about 3 months and some change here, we've been accumulating. We've been literally just accumulating and consolidating here. So the next time we hit 88 and break out of it, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a phenomenal breakout. And it's coming sooner rather than later here. You know, people keep on selling, right? And guess what? Dogecoin keeps on making, new higher lows and new higher lows. So this tells me, all this tells me is that people are buying the dips here. Yes, people are day trading here, but guess what? When you day trade, you're gonna lose out. You are going to lose out on those opportunities to buy the dip again because the price you bought before and you sold it at the pop here, the price you bought the previous price you bought before for the cheaper price, it's not coming back, ladies and gentlemen. And if it does come back, it'll be gone before you know it. So unless you have a limit buy ready to buy automatically, the chances of you hitting it are fairly low. So that's kind of why I encourage people to invest in Dogecoin and hodl it, instead of day trading it. Because I see people who day trade where they come buying dips and selling pops here. Eventually, it breaks out and they go, oh my God, I'm going to buy the next dip. And the next dip is like way higher. So, day trading is fantastic. But at the same token, investing is where the money at, that's where the money's at. It's more chill, it's more relaxed, and if you have a day job, that's what you want to do, and that's kind of what I encourage as well. I don't give financial advice, I'm just sharing with all of you what I do. So let's get to the sticks now. So the current 50 MA is at about 5529. The current 200 MA is 2223. And guess what? Both are trending upwards now. That's what you want to see. That's fantastic. Super duper fantastic to see. And I'm gonna blow up the daily chart here and show you. Okay, so we're currently trading between the range of 585 to about 63 here, right? And you're seeing that on April 3rd, 2021 here, and April 2nd, it sold off the pop, right, when Elon Musk threw a tweet out, and then it rallied around the 50 MA and then became support, and now it's popping off it now. Okay. Which is fantastic because I mentioned before in many videos ago that the 50 MA on a daily chart is traditionally speaking a very strong support or resistance depending on where the candlesticks are. But in this case here, it is going to be a support, and guess what? It was supported because not everyone does all those crazy technical analysis where you see some people's screens where they have like 50 different moving averages, all that kind of jazz here. You can do all that, but at the end of the day, you want to just do what the institutional investors do, right? And the reason why I know this stuff because, well, let's just say I know it for a reason, okay? So with that being said, when you follow the main patterns here, you're more likely to make money than opposed to making your own crazy, like super duper intricate plan here. Because yeah, it may work a couple of times here, but guess what? Eventually, it's not because no one's really. Because the vast majority of investors are not following that. Because guess what? They don't have the time to follow those kind of things. I mean, it may work. It could be a coincidence, right? You could have struck into a new magical technical analysis play where it guarantees you 100% gains here, but I'm more inclined to believe that that's more unlikely to happen. But of course, hey, if you know what happens, great. I'm happy for you. But I like to keep it more simple, right? Because because anyone can understand it and anyone can invest. You don't want to make it too intimidating. So let's get back to it now. So we're still currently trending up here, and I suspect that we're gonna hang around here for the most part, right? We're probably gonna trade range bound in the meantime, because if we trade range bound in the meantime here, yeah, it looks range bound, but at the same token, it's also a major support and major resistance. I would say major now because we've been going on this range here for several months now. And there's previous sticks supporting this months ago and weeks ago. So now I would say it's more major. And the fact that on a short time frame, this was like a cup and handle play, but on a short time frame, now we're seeing the handle play out here. And usually when you see a cup and handle play, it's more bullish than bearish here. Of course, with technical analysis, I put it all together for you guys in I would say a fairly easy and digestible format where I bring in the news and I kind of analyze it and kind of integrate it into the charts as well, so you can kind of see, hey, would this happen? This happened here, right? So you kind of see it live with the charts moving around here. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna be trading range bound, I would say, for the next few days here, maybe in possibly a week or two, and that's fine. So if you're a day trader, hey, this is an easy trade for you. Buy here, short there, buy here. It's super simple to do, and you can make a lot of money that way. But I always say it's easier to invest in because you're more people are very undisciplined, right? So you're undisciplined. That means that when you buy a couple of times and you sell a couple of times and you start making some quick change, maybe 5% gains or whatever it is, you're like, oh my god, I'm on fire! Woo, woo! I can't lose here. And all of a sudden you do a wrong move because you get overconfident and you're getting more emotional and you start gambling and booyah! Guess what happens? Your profits are gone in an instant and you're not a loss now. I know that from experience, so I'm just sharing with you all my user experience here. It can happen, all right? It happens to the best of us, even to me as well. And I've been doing this for a very long time. So anyway, so we're seeing today, the volume is dropping off here, right? You see the drop off, it's currently about 54 million as of the recording, but I suspect we'll probably hit maybe 60 or 80 by the end of the day here. The previous day was 209, then 276. So yeah, the momentum is starting to die down again, which is fine. Now it means that we're going to be consolidating here, and I know everyone gets bored when it comes to consolidation here. Oh, it's consolidating, it's boring. But you know what? Boring is profit, people, because when it's boring, you have opportunity to buy the dips here. Okay? So let's go ahead and back to see how it looks. Ignore this weird thing here. I just drew it on 4-hour chart to kind of demonstrate some stuff here, and I'm leaving it here just so I don't look like I'm just changing the things every single day here. So you kind of see how it's moving along here. Obviously, I don't claim to be a psychic reader or a future teller or anything like that. But I do like to try to be as transparent as possible and show you, hey, through all the analysis I put together, all the news and technicals, this is where I believe it's going. And obviously, I always tell you guys that technical analysis is more of an art than a science here. Just because it does this doesn't mean it's going to happen forever. It doesn't guarantee anything. It just means that it's more likely than not to happen. And that's all I'm trying to get at here. And as always, I like to give the bullish and bearish perspectives because guess what? You need to know both perspectives if you want to trade well. It's simple as that. If you only understand the bullish perspective, then guess what? You are blindsided 50%. And when you're blindsided 50%, guess what? You will get blindsided when it happens. So it's good to know both sides. Nothing wrong with that. So we see that on a current MACD here, right? It's still, on a 12-day moving average and 26-day moving average, yes, it's still on an uptrend here, right? A little slower, but it's still an uptrend here. And more important to note here is that, yes, we're still seeing the MACD uptrend here, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and now 2 days it's kind of peaking down. But you notice that how these sticks here, if you follow my mouse cursor, these 4 here are increasing velocity each time here, right? And now you see on April 6th and April 7th, you see it come down very slowly here. So this to me looks like consolidation here, more of a sell-off, right? But up here, we saw this upward and fast this fast trajectory up here. To me, it looks like more everyone's just kind of FOMO buying here for the most part. So when you see a little sell-off, that's fine, and it's kind of being reflected in the sticks here, which is fine. But it's important to note that it's slowing down in the bullish territory. So this to me this to me is telling me that, hey, when it slows down and peaks and resets, we're going to see a higher low and most likely a higher high since this is the daily chart here. So that means we'll see higher prices. We may not see 8 cents, but we will. I am more inclined to believe. I don't want to throw out a crazy number and predict here, but I believe we will be able to break out of 6.3 if this chart formation continues. I'm more inclined to believe that 6.3 could be gone fairly soon. And of course, it's going to take some time when I say soon, because soon means that in the next few days or few weeks here. All right. And usually consolidation will take its time. I'm looking right here. It consolidated for about, let's see, about 20 days, almost a month before you saw a big stick here, right? So this here is no different. We may see 20 days, 2 weeks or a few days, depending on the news and what happens here. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Coinbase is going IPO soon. Dogecoin Rosetta API is, guess what? It's being worked on. And as far as I know, only a few more tweaks to go. About a few more tweaks. I'm not a programmer like that, so I don't know what a few tweaks are. But when they say a few, to me it sounds pretty bullish, right? They're gonna say, okay, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna need to stop and re-ramp the whole project. But they didn't say that. They said a few tweaks, a few more problems here and there, and then some QA testing, and yada yada yada. And I'm more inclined to believe it's gonna happen sooner rather than later here. Let's go to a 4-hour chart and see how that looks now. So the 4-hour chart here, I drew this the other day, so it's kind of following it to a certain degree here. So now I suspect that if we continue to, this current formation here, we're just going to be trending around here. We're going to be range bound for a little bit. The range will be fairly narrow from like 0.485 to about 6.3. Yeah, it's not exciting, but guess what? The more it consolidates, the more people buy. That means that they're taking these coins off the trading market here, right? Of course, you have your day traders where they want to do their day trading. That's totally fine. We need day traders. You know why? You know why day traders are great? Because they create something called wow, I had a brain fart for a second there. Liquidity. I'm sorry. Yeah, day traders bring liquidity to the market. So when you and I want to buy, it's easier to buy because it's moving around and people are actually moving the currency around. When you have no day traders, then when you buy and sell, it's hard to buy and sell because no one's buying or selling. So then it's easy to kind of make big jumps and big dips here, and you don't want that because that creates a lot of chop, and no one likes chop when you're trading, because when you see chop in the trading sticks, it makes you very unconfident in the trade here, and you're more likely to not want to buy it. So that's one of the reasons why day traders are so important. I knock them sometimes. I say, hey, you don't always want to day trade, but you know what? At the same token, these traders are immensely important for the markets to function properly here. And yes, they make lots of money too. But unless you're disciplined, it's very hard to make that kind of money here. So on the 4-hour chart here, you see the 50 MA and 200 MA kind of diverging here, which is good, which is what you want to see. When they diverge, this tells me that people are buying it up and the price of Dogecoin is increasing. Going to the moon, people, to the moon. God, I love saying that. I honestly will probably never get tired of saying that. All right, sorry about that. Let's put the chart down. So on the MACD here, you can see the 4-hour chart. The MACD is kind of trending down here, which is fine. And you see we're here all these negative sticks over here, right, in the bearish territory, right? But yet keep in mind that the current 12 and 26 are in the bullish territory. So it's resetting here, right? It's resetting in the bullish territory. So that means, yeah, we'll probably trend here for a little bit, maybe I don't know how many days here, but we'll definitely trend here for the foreseeable time, maybe 5 days, 4 days, whatever it may be right here. We might see something like this happen, where it kind of does this, and it goes back down, goes like that. And this could take about, let's see, obviously these are just, estimates and guesstimates here. Maybe 5 days here before we see any kind of movement here or appreciation. So that happens, we'll probably see it possibly hit 585 again, possibly, based on the slow velocity here. But when that happens, and it resets in the bullish territory and goes back up, and booyah, people, we're going to see a nice tidal wave going up again. We're going to see a new higher high and a new higher low. And yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's not going to happen overnight. But at the same token, in the next 5 days, every day, are you put the Dogecoin news? There's always, I mean, so far, I've seen like 99.9 out of 99.99 out of 100. The articles are usually, they tend to be bullish here. I've seen a handful of bearish articles, and I did report them as well. But those bearish articles aren't necessarily complete when they kind of give the perspective here because sometimes they just highlight a little small portion of it and they don't give the whole picture. So yes, you can make anything sound bearish or bullish if you do that kind of thing where you kind of zoom in on a certain position here, right? So that's kind of why I like to report both, just to give everyone, I would say the most unbiased news possible, and I give my analysis as well. But of course, I am biased in a sense where I'm long bullish, but I am a technical trader, so I believe in knowing both, and I try to be as unbiased as possible because guess what? I want to make some money when I trade it. I'll be honest with you guys, and I'm sure you do too. So, and if you're watching these videos, subscribe, like, and share so we can grow the Dogecoin community together, and most importantly, grow our investments together. Okay, but in order for that to happen, we need more mainstream adoption, and I'm doing my part. Are you doing your part? I sure hope so, because your part is very easy. Subscribe, like, and share. Let's get to the 15 minutes real quick and see what that looks like. All right. So the 15-minute, we have a bearish cross here, right? So that means we're going to start trending down now for some time. But bear in mind, the 15-minute chart is very short term. So let's see how our last movement was. We had a bearish cross here. It lasted for about 1 day, 23 hours. So we might see some of this for next day or two. Today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, and then Saturday. Okay, so if it continues on this particular trajectory, we may see some possible dip buying opportunities on either Friday evening or Saturday morning ish. I just my guesstimate by looking at this very closely here. But of course, if you're looking for some dip buying opportunities, it's very simple. Look for the resistance and support. 585 and 63. So if you missed all the previous, 4 nines and 5 cents, 585 to about 570, maybe your next dip buying opportunity if you miss all of those, because I mean, as always, it can dip below that. It can dip below 585. It can dip below 570, but I highly doubt it based on the current momentum here we're going here. So with that being said, if you see those kind of opportunities, you may want to buy some if you want to get more Dogecoin. All right. Well, this will conclude the video for today. And it's Hey John. I will catch you all on